But what is that? That's not needing clarification.
It was more just the fact. Maybe I went a little bit too far with it. Not too far with it. Maybe the way I expressed my views was a little bit blunt. Now I know people on here don't mind bluntness, and I think bluntness is actually quite a good way of getting things across. Maybe I dropped the T-bomb a few too many times, and I've just added YouTube. I forgot to add it when I did the listing earlier, Andy.
No, what's weird though, the link actually came up on my phone stating that it was live.
So if anybody is watching on YouTube,
Hello YouTube.
I have just put the link in, so it should now be live to YouTube. It says we're live on YouTube according to the camera, so
it's all
it should be all right now.
Yeah, Chris says you had him in fits.
Yeah, I know quite a lot of people have messaged the LXV page and saying actually the way it was said was completely fair enough. Now what? I'll fight the ball, Josh. Josh Tiley 2020. Vinny's bang on, right? I will. Still up for that cloud comp boxing,
I'll put you all in the ring.
Cloud comp boxing.
Yeah, just remember that because one, you don't want to break the face, and two, you don't want to break the neck. Actually, no, sorry, I got that the way around. One, you don't want to break the neck, and two, you don't want to break the face.
Yeah, it's when you
unless you've got one of them gang mods where it was shaped like a knuckle duster.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to break.
Then you want to keep that.
It's when you accidentally throw a punch and you've still got that mod in your hand.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I'm bringing the slugger. I'm bringing the slugger with me.
Oh dear, baseball bat.
Well, now that would definitely be cheating because you've got the extension on it as well.
But yeah,
with the stud end, isn't that about the same length as my overpowered?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty hefty bit of kit, man. Like, I wouldn't want to get hit with that. That's why somebody leaves the house, man. You could definitely get like that complicated for as use of a weapon, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, you definitely get a good swing on it.
You definitely
if you hit someone with the switch end.
But yeah, it was more just the fact that it was to be honest with you, with what they're doing, like I don't really have an issue with what they're doing. It's more the issue that they're charging. Do you know what I mean? And the amount they're charging. I get they're doing it on a different platform and this, that, and the other, but there's no guarantees that platform's going to work. I mean, when are they doing it? They're doing it fairly shortly as well, aren't they? They're going to have to proper stress test that and make sure it works. And if people have paid all this money and they drop out, or this drops out, or that drops out, like what are they going to do? Are they going to refund them? I very much doubt so. And it's like
I don't get how it's going to work for like customers as such. I know it says it's a virtual walk around and you'll speak to somebody at the booth, but it's like, what if you've not got the capability to run that?
That's it. I mean, and it's not
a basic laptop.
What about helping out? What about helping out the little guys, the smaller shop? I mean, $4,000. I mean, as we was discussing the other day, there's been how many little shops that are either having to shrink the amount of shops they have, or get rid of their complete store, or looking at closing up permanently because they haven't got the money because this virus has hit them financially hard. I mean, that's what we're going to get at.
The thing is, as well, how many small vape businesses are started on probably $5,000? Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh god, yeah.
Well, yeah.
People don't have 20, 30, 40, 50 grand to chuck at a business like that. I mean, yeah, fair enough. There might be businesses, and there are very successful businesses out there. We've all had dealings with Evolution Vaping, who, I actually think are a great company. They stock a great range of products. Their service is generally top notch, but they have the money to do that. Do you know what I mean? But then you've got the smaller local shops.
I was going to say, like my local shop, he's a one-man band. He does it all basically out of his savings.
That's it.
He just gets what he can, sells what he can, goes back to the wholesalers, restocks if he can.
But it's
He's
not even
lucky
that.
to still be open, if truth be told.
It's even like, these smaller brands as well that might want to advertise, so like these smaller UK juice brands, they probably haven't got a spare £4,000 because £4,000 to them could be a huge amount of product or a good amount of product. Do you know what I mean? Or paying some members of staff to work for a couple of months. Do you know what I mean? It's
even these mod companies. There's a few out there that have released mechanical mods over the last 12 months that may not be able to survive.
Yeah.
And think how much £4,000 would help them. Do you know what I mean? Think what you could do with £4,000.
Oh god. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother line of stock in it. Or
I'm not going to go into it in detail. I know a little bit about the industry from people that I know, and I know roughly what it costs to maybe get a decent run of a mech made, depending on who you know or where it's made, and this, that, and the other.
Oh god, yeah.
That could buy you quite a bit of stock. Could buy you quite a bit of stock that you can, potentially double your money on, and keep yourself surviving for another half a year. Do you know what I mean? So it's a lot, and I get they're aiming for a slightly different thing maybe than we are. I still kind of annoyed they had the audacity to call it a virtual vape expo. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen the branding for it. It does say a virtual vape expo, which is cool. I know they're doing it more virtually than we did because they're planning to have booths and this sort of stuff. But it's still, as you can probably all tell, it's still, in the words of Peter Griffin,
a bit raw.
Still grinds my gears a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's cool,
So where's the big chicken?
Yeah. Anyway, we might as well do what we're vaping, because we don't usually see what Nick's vaping.
Ah, well,
what are you vaping, Nick?
My Atom with a Rebirth RTA on top.
Nice.
And I've got some Tub Thumping Brews slush tubby in it. It's like a blue slush. And that's it.
That's it. Nice, one simple start. Keep it simple.
Go on, Josh, you next.
I'm on exactly what I was on Sunday night, to be honest with you. I am on Doom Diamond and Resurgence with the that Dr. Pop Mountain Dew, which is Mountain Dew flavor.
The green energy drink.
My Black Siege with Apocalypse, my OD Apocalypse gear on top. And that's got the last of the Gangster Granny Agnes, which is the apple. Like, the perfect mixture of apple and cinnamon will blow you away. But there's definitely some kind of pastry in there. It's definitely like an apple sort of tart or pie, or
there's got to be some sort of pastry in it, haven't there? It can't just be apple and cinnamon.
Yeah, I mean, as I've said before, with the last one, which was the lemon one I had, which was like lemon tart, they use that same sort of tart base you get in the in the Coventry, which is a really like popular shortbread flavor. So it's very well known and it works really well. Here you go, Chris. What are you vaping? And I've got a nice comment from Andy to read out. So,
yeah, I'm on my Patina Hacker with my Goon 1.5. In that, I've got my 0.12 fuse Claptons that I made. Still waiting on some from Miss Shaw Sub-Zero. I'm on the custard apple pie that Zippy had actually told me to try because it was really nice, and I have to agree, it is banging. It is quite a nice vape.
Cool. So Andy's put a comment up, as he says here. So I'm sure Andy, who was on, if he was feeling better, he'd be on. Okay, so the cheapest stall at Expert is about £1,200 plus that. So 20% of that. You have to travel, stay there, pay staff. So you're taking a few grand at least. Yes, there's a huge profit. Yes, the huge profit is a piss take. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the cheapest stores at Expo. It's going to be one of the small ones on the outside. And it's not going to be huge. But I mean, think about the amount of money you can take at an expo. Do you know what I mean? If you get out there and push your brand, and you've got a decent product, and even doing some deals to make people want to buy it rather than charging retail.
Your stand will be paid for within a day if you're good enough.
That's it.
I know people that can easily spend nearly 2-3 grand on over the 3 days alone on just buying from there. It's like,
yeah,
I literally could not take more than 200 quid for the entire weekend. That
I've seen people walk away after a day with a rucksack full of liquids and more.
I mean, I know what sort of damage I've done to my bank account at Expo. So, I've been to expos before and taken pretty much near £1,000 and come back with nothing. So I mean, that isn't just obviously that isn't just buying stuff like buying mods and juice. That's obviously because when I go for the weekend, so I stay in a hotel. The hotel's generally paid for. I get the train up. Last time I managed to get a lift up for I got a lift up and back for a Half Moon mod Squonker. So that worked out quite well for me.
That was actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it was, man. That lift from Exeter to Birmingham back, that's good, man. Yeah. It's good. It's a good 400-mile round trip.
I've only ever done one.
And but yeah, like I have spent quite a bit while I'm there, juice, batteries, mods.
It's easy done though.
We have a few nights out, do you know what I mean? We always go out on the Friday. The Saturday night we always go out, the famous Chinese.
Yeah, I've heard them stories. They are legendary.
Yeah, but it's easy enough done to spend £1,000 if you go for the 3 days.
Yeah.
I mostly only ever go just to meet up with people I know. That's pretty much what I go for. I just enjoy the atmosphere, chatting to people, having a laugh and a joke, looking around, just generally enjoying the social side of it for me.
That's it, definitely. I mean, the big part of it is the social side. Do you know what I mean? Like, I speak to Andy all year round. Me and Andy speak quite regularly. Like probably have a phone chat. A good phone conversation that lasts a few hours at least once a week, and then we're talking whatever through different chats and stuff. But it's meeting him while he's there. Do you know what I mean? It's actually meeting in person for a few days, and it's a different vibe. Do you know what I mean? So that's maybe what it's all about. But yeah, I mean, also like Andy said on the contrast, some of the booths cost tens of thousands of pounds.
Yeah, I was about to bring up about Evolution. They must spend ridiculous money.
Evolution Vaping's booth the last 2 expos has been absolutely massive. It's smack bang, central position. It's not central, but it's just a bit further up. But it's the biggest booth there.
On the red carpet still, isn't it?
Loudest music, and it's always rammed. Do you know what I mean? The last 2 events, it's always been rammed.
So I've been to about 6 of them now. Pretty much everyone I've ever been to, I've been to the Evo stand, and it's always been literally absolutely crammed in on the inside of the actual stand, and then you got everyone on the outside trying to get in. It's been mega.
And Chris has just made a good point. Like, obviously, we made this a minute ago. If it's going to be like a Google Street View of booths that are pre-recorded videos, it's going to be pissed. Like, I don't think it will be. I think that'll be shit. Do you know what I mean? Because people want to ask questions and this, that, and the other. But the way they were talking about it, it'll be very difficult for people to ask questions and get questions across. The difference was like, obviously ours was fully live. It was on the spot. Like, we didn't really have anything planned. As we tend to go into most things, as people that watch us regularly probably know, we generally go into it pretty much
to the walls. That's it. Go.
Yeah. It's pretty much wing it every time, and that's just the way most of us are. Like, we do have plans for certain stuff and this, that, and the other, but it was but it was really good because we got to ask questions we didn't think would come up, and we got some surprise answers, and we had some amazing guests. And mark my words, we'll definitely be doing it again, and this time it'll be bigger and better. I know compared to someone like
not £4 grand a spot.
Not £4 a spot, completely free. for any company that wants to come on. We invited companies on, but we actually had we had companies message us saying, "Can we come on?" And towards the end of it, we couldn't fit them all in. For the first time doing it, it was a.
I think at max, if
experience,
it'll be a bag of Harry though, and not the little ones either.
Yeah, I mean, Andy's right. You can't have a virtual vape expo and have the social side like the real thing.
No,
it's impossible. But
a cafe in the back
sounds like a cafe in Back to the Future 2.
Trying to remember.
Yeah, I mean, Voxpo. I mean, it's a bit of a weird one, but I've seen quite a few people I know, like my local shop. One of my local shops, a shop called Vape Heads. It's been for a few changes. And they're good guys, Sean, the guy who now runs it, is a really good guy. To be honest, if you doesn't know a huge amount about vaping, knows enough for what he sells. He sort of bought into it as a silent partner, if that makes sense, and then sort of got dumped with it. But he's a really good guy, and Matty, who works with him, who sort of advises him, does his own reviews and stuff. And he's a good guy. I know that they're not going on it, but they're planning to watch it and stuff like that. I didn't say anything to them about it, but it's one of those things, and I know that people are excited about it, and that's cool. I'm glad they've got some hype about it. Hopefully it's good, but just like I said, still a bit
works, but it's a bit extreme.
Yeah, I mean, as John Bester says, they don't have long to prepare for it, so he can't actually see it actually being a success. I mean, we wish them all the best, but it's the pricing and the profit that making off it. That's just,
I mean, obviously, we don't know how much profit that. We don't know how much it's costing to set up the servers. I mean, servers and stuff aren't cheap. I get that. It's gonna be quite a bit, but still, it's a lot. And I've heard rumors they've got 80 companies on.
Bloody hell.
Yeah,
So
I've heard similar.
And I don't know if they're all being charged $4,000 a slot. I don't know if it's like there's $4,000 for a prime time slot or like £1,000 for a
size one.
Yeah, like,
and then like about $1,000 for small booth.
I mean, if it is $4,000 a slot, $4,000 times 80.
That's a massive.
A lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and that's fine if that's how they want to make their money. But I just think it's a bit, it's a bit low. The industry, the whole industry always preaches community and this, that, and the other, and that doesn't seem very community-like at all. That seems kind of elitist to me.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can only come on our show.
Like what's going on at the minute
If you pay us.
with this pandemic and everything, and a lot of places have been shut, and like we were saying, the smaller UK businesses won't be able to get their say because they haven't got $4,000.
That's it. I mean,
whereas the likes of Smock is literally just piss money, for want of a phrase. That's pocket change to them.
That's it.
$4,000 could possibly be a meal, lunch for them.
Yeah.
I mean, $4,000 could be a wine and dine to a big wholesaler. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. It does happen.
Yeah,
it happens in every industry. Where we want to come and maybe buy your product, this, that, and the other, and they take them out, wine them, dine them, do this, that, and the other. There's nothing. It is nothing to some of these big Chinese companies. Money's probably not an issue to them.
Well, no, it won't be, will it? Again,
I'm not begrudging Smock making a lot of money for what they do.
Me neither. I'm just saying, look at the amount of mods that they turn out.
They cater to the market where that it's that person that's new to vaping, this, that, and the other, and they buy their first device and it's a Smock, and then that breaks and they stick with Smock because it's what they know, and this, that, and the other, and there's a lot of it around, and that's why they're all doing pods now.
Yeah, Michelle, we're on about virtual expo where it's literally on a computer. So that's my little sister. That's why she asked about the shirt and why I'm showing it, by the way.
Fair enough. Yeah. We're all about like a virtual expo like we did. The company's doing one, which is fine. We've got no issues with that. The more the merrier. That's cool. Yeah, it's just they're charging for theirs. We wouldn't for ours ever, you know. And if there are any companies listening, we are planning another one. We're still working out the dates exactly. I think obviously it was the plans to do it on Expo dates as it was last time.
Just to get his brain working again. That's all.
But we're going to wait and see. So, but I think we've all had a bit of a chat about it with a couple of us, and we think we're going to really push the UK side of it this time and push.
Yeah, I think we should. Well, we've all agreed.
Businesses.
Definitely,
we might have the odd few American companies on, but it's mainly going to be, I think, UK based businesses. So, as we are UK based for a UK based show, so
makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, well, we did a virtual expo and we didn't charge anything.
Yeah, we literally did what we knew. Like, come on, I think we was on from 9 a.m. till about midnight, 1 o'clock.
We did ask. We did ask for some donations for a charity raffle, for a charity auction, which all the money we made went direct to charity. So, I know how much it cost to. Fair enough, it costs our time. I took quite a lot of time out of quite a lot of my days organising certain stuff. I don't want a penny for it. I do it because I love it. That's the difference. So, I know Vinny did, and I know all of us did. All of us took time. All of us took a whole weekend off to host it, and
I think my arm was still numb for like 2-3 days afterwards because I was at this computer day in day.
It was long. Oh, actually, I wouldn't mind saying now I've got a good chair. Before I had that terrible chair.
You don't realise sitting on basically a little kitchen / shower chair for 3 days straight could be so much hard work.
That's why Vinny got the wing back.
Yeah, he is looking into getting a sofa. I wonder. Well, he did say that.
Yeah, so he can lie down and chill out off on the show.
I mean, I understand that, Michelle. Vape Around, who are organising one, are a vape magazine. That's not a published magazine; it's an online magazine, isn't it? Vape Around. I don't think they actually physically print, do they? Does anybody physically print magazines anymore apart from like
TV time
when they gave away the free boxes? Yeah, Vape Around used to print it when they gave away the free boxes last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said boxes. I was going to say, why the hell are they giving away underwear?
No.
They generally always print one for Expo, don't they? They generally always print one for Expo, like a physical print. But
yeah, they always do one at the Expo, but that's it.
I think they do like a monthly one for shops and stuff, but not on a massive scale.
Yeah. Exactly, Chris. The thing is, like, I think the way we did it brought much more of a community / family type feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd love for all of us to be together in one room and do it from one room. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that
sort of podcast
awesome
situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, it'd be really cool, but it's difficult. We all live at opposite ends of the country.
Well, most of you do.
Yeah, all right. Actually, well, I'm in Devon, Annie's in Wales, Nick's in Manchester. Obviously, a few of you are in the Midlands, aren't you?
Yeah,
it'd be a case of descending on like Chris and Zippy, wouldn't it, to do it in one house?
And I know Vinny's in Grimsby, isn't he? So it's a little bit further up than you, isn't it? I think. Don't know where the hell Grimsby is.
Midlands somewhere.
Oh, wait, yes. It's quite a way up, isn't it? It's northeast. It's Lincolnshire.
Or
terrible name for a place.
Anyway, welcome to the show. It's nice to actually see you actually watching, your big brother's thing. Something that he's only been doing for just over a year, and and told you about many, many times.
I like those emphasis on those capital letters.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Scunny.
There are some terrible names of places up there, man. Like Grimsby. It just like obviously it's grim. Just sounds grey and horrible, doesn't it?
That's what they call it Grimsby, because it's just grim.
And
Just-
Scunthorpe, like, come on, man. It's like,
Have you? Spying on me now.
you know, not that no, we've got some stupid names in Devon. Don't get me wrong. You know, there's a village near me, and the village is split into two, and they're called Inner Ting Tong and Outer Ting Tong.
What?
Give over.
Please
No,
tell me
I'm
that.
not, mate, I'm not bullshitting, man. Inner Ting Tong and Outer Ting Tong. Google it. It's a village that's split into two. Yeah, Inner Ting Tong and Outer Ting Tong. So you know, I can't say much, but you know,
Oh,
at least
that's horrendous.
that sounds joyful and happy. Do you know what I mean? Oh, so you've got Wet Wang near you. That's the one on the Dave advert, isn't it? Wet Wang. Chris.
Hello. Not particularly.
All fight and talk.
Nah, I'll just...
It's not even Inner Ting and Outer Ting. It's Inner Ting Tong and Outer Ting Tong.
Dude, that's just racist.
Like I said, that's Devon for you, man. The home of casual racism. As soon as you drive in, as soon as you get into this lovely West Country, it's like, the smell of casual racism, lovely.
Like, could be worse though. You could live in Wankum in Germany.
What? Wankerminge?
Wankum. No, Wankum in Germany.
There's that German
Yeah.
football team, isn't it? Deportivo Wanker. Are they German or might be Belarusian?
Well,
they
know,
not-
back in the day.
Are they not Spanish?
It's all right, Michelle. My brother doesn't really give a shit about me either.
Well, no one gives a shit about
I
me.
haven't got one.
All fair enough and more. We have a Bumhole Meadows and there's a fucking in Australia. No, if you actually do look at some on Google or some of the road signs and things like that, you have some pretty tasty ones going around.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the UK tour. I've seen it, Chris. It is rather funny. She wants to know who got you the T-shirt, Chris.
I don't know, some weird lady. Just some random woman gave it me. Looks a little crazy. Well, quite crazy.
Really
Right
struggling today. Yeah, sorry, just die on camera, Josh. Die in the middle of a live. Why not?
Yeah, that would be kind of awful. Neither of me or Nick here could turn the live off. We'd be bollocks.
I know, yeah.
The live would just have to stay on until Vinny could come in and end it. You just have to watch me dead for a while. That'd be bad, wouldn't it?
I think me and Nick could just
The LXV snuff show.
No thanks, Michelle.
Oh.
But no, I mean the whole premise of the little midweek show was just that it wasn't really clear things up. Just to say that maybe I shouldn't have dropped the C bomb so much. Maybe I went a little bit far with some stuff,
boxing stuff.
but no, I'll still do a charity boxing match with anybody from Vape around, no problem at all. Like unless they've got some kind of like professional boxer, then no. But you know,
You never know with these companies, oh dear.
so learning from the LXV Expo prior, what have you learned, or what we'll be doing different for the next expo? I think we'll change the time slots. I think some of the time slots for some companies were maybe slightly too long. And I think we'll make sure we definitely get some bigger breaks, because some of the slots overran, some of the slots felt a bit stale towards the end. So yeah, one of those. That's the only thing I really took from it. Maybe be a bit more planned with some questions.
20 minutes to get a scrum, go to the toilet and get back on air was a bit tight.
Yeah, it was, yeah, definitely. And to be honest with you, I planned it with longer gaps when I originally writ up the whole time slots and everything. So had a whole Excel sheet going with everybody and blah blah blah, loads of stuff on it, loads of info, and then quite last minute we had quite a few people say, "Oh, can we get a slot?" Or someone said, "I've got this company and they want a slot," and we've had to sort of squeeze them in, and we had people drop out and stuff like that. So it was a weird one, but yeah, probably slightly different time slots. Like I still think like that those sort of headline slots we had later in the night, where some people had like hour and a half, 2 hours, were good, because people wanted to ask some of those companies questions. But some companies had an hour, and really they probably could have only really filled sort of 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And some of the companies that had 25 minutes, we could have spoke to you for longer. And like, Earl from Dolphpo, I think we all could have chatted to him all day long.
God, yeah.
I know we were all interested.
Yeah.
I know the
he
chat
needed an evening slot.
Yeah, that's one of those slots I kind of wish we could have kept going longer. But it's difficult to foresee, I suppose. So
same with Oggy.
It's not only that though.
Ella. Could have had them on for hours.
With Earl. Earl's the other side of the world as well, so you've got to take that into account, haven't you?
Yeah. Earl is the other side of the world,
For him it might have been like middle of the night, whereas for us it was first thing in the morning kind of thing. So
I planned all the slots around everybody's time zones, so I knew where people were, and said, look, I think for Earl it was still like 7 o'clock at night. Do you know what I mean? 7, 8 o'clock at night. That's why he was on. That's why he was on middle of the day rather than like having a night slot when it would have been 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
You couldn't have had him on at like 6, 7 o'clock our time, because it would have been like you say 1, 2 o'clock in the morning his.
That's it.
Yeah, because he had to go, didn't he, quite quickly to speak to someone his side of the world and then get to bed for being up early in the morning, if I remember right.
Yeah, Michelle, you're right. Scunthorpe is the word I'm now going to use for the replacement for the C-bomb.
No, simple man, simple mind.
I mean, we could just use the like constable. Are you doing constable?
Stubble.
But yeah, Chris, I'd say that'd be about it, really. Like, just there probably will be some changes where we are planning another one. I think we've all got to have a group meeting at some point and go over some ideas.
I think on the next expo we do, I'm definitely going to nick my daughter's chair.
So I've got a good chair now, so this chair's nice and comfy.
No. 4-foot snake. Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's like...
Show off.
No, look at Josh having a kick.
Yeah, just have a kick during the live.
I'm really tired, dude.
Mid-show.
I went to bed last night feeling really crappy, and earlier on, obviously, I said to you guys, I'll do a live later, like 9 o'clock. And my mum came, supposed to go out with my mum today, like go and see her for a bit with my little boy. She came round, she was like, "You look like fucking shit." I was like, "Yeah, I feel it." She goes, "I'll tell you what, I'll just take him for a little while." And like, you just, I was like, awesome, like sweet, I'll take some free time. Like, came up here, set the live up, and then went downstairs, put on the Mandalorian because I'm in the middle of watching that, and I just fell asleep. Got to work
Why
up
not?
on my mum coming back through the door going, Josh. It's like, hello? I'm never going to make that live at 9 o'clock. Scunthorpe, the UK's answer to New Jersey. Don't know, I've never been to New Jersey.
Neither have I.
No.
Anybody here been to New Jersey? I've been to the States, but I've not been to New Jersey.
Oh, no.
I've not even been to Jersey, let alone New Jersey.
I've not been to Jersey either. I think I'm more likely probably to go to New Jersey than I am to Jersey, in all fairness.
I'm doing a live thing. So my cat's decided she wants to come and jump up on my leg. Oh, that's why. It's nearly feeding time for her.
Ah, fair enough. Cats need to be fed, dude. But yeah, that was about it, really. It's just a clarification of I still think what they're doing is completely fucking bollocks. I kind of get why they're doing it. Obviously, I don't know. And I know originally, I think they were sort of planning to put one together when we did one originally, like, because we had heard people mention it before. And I don't think it worked. They didn't have enough time. And I know we did ours in a short time scale, really. And actually, we've had a lot of time to plan the next one, and we haven't really done much yet. But I know
that's all realistic, except for speak to a few people about doing it. The paperwork that starts to get it.
Me personally, Chris, not a huge amount. Vinny probably might know a bit more. I don't know how much information they're going to be willing to share with us, to be honest with you, after what I said about them the other night. But and to be honest with you, they probably haven't even seen what I said. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those. Like I said, we're nothing compared to them. But again, they obviously know what we did because they're basically doing exactly what we did. They're doing it a slightly different way, but they have just completely stolen an idea. And the guys in the chat, so like the vape industry aren't just cloning products nowadays, they're cloning fucking people's ideas as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll be the second one, Michelle.
No, I just personally, I think it's out of order charging what they're charging.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I've got time off, it's free to watch, I'll register to watch it because I want to see how they do things, you know. So I'm not going to sit there and watch it all weekend if they do a whole weekend of it. I imagine they've got 80 companies on, they're going to need longer than a weekend.
Apparently, it's 4 times a year, 3 days at a time.
Okay. So they're going to be doing this as a regular thing nowadays. Then it's just the sort they're going to be doing.
I'm thinking so.
Even when Expo's back on, they're going to be doing this as a regular thing.
Don't know if it's once everything gets back to normal, but from what they've put on the website, it's 4 times a year, 3 days each time.
Hey Colin, how you doing, bro?
Tell her a bit, Shell.
Bye, Michelle. How you doing, Colin? You all right?
Multiple events, not just one. That brings up another one. That $4,000 be a one-time payment for all of them events, or is it a regular payment?
It'll be per event, dude. 100%. Like, and like I said, I 100%. I get they've got to make money and this, that, and the other, and they're a magazine. They've got to pay. They've got to pay for stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, but people pay to get in the magazine.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they're a free magazine, is it? You got to pay XYZ amount to get in the magazine to start with.
You know, physical magazines is really a completely dead format. Do you know what I mean? It's as magazines
Yeah.
go, it's obsolete. Do you know what I mean? Everything can be done online nowadays, which is,
Of course it can.
what,
I read my papers in the morning online.
yeah, why go to the shop and actually buy one or have one delivered and have someone print it and do that when it can just be read online? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you
Can
can
get
read what you
absolutely
want to
shit
read, not the
nowadays.
whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really read, so,
I'm here. Colin, which steam crave did you get? The Titan. So I just noticed he said he had the steam crave and he's chuffed as fuck.
That's all that,
Per
yeah.
event sources. Ooh.
I mean, as Vinny's just said, yeah, per event from Vinny sources. I'm sure we will find out more information as it becomes available. They're not going to just come and tell us, "Go, this is what we're doing." We will look into it. And to be honest with you, this probably be the last show we really talk about it. I don't want it to be. It's kind of why I wanted to bring it back up tonight in a midweek show rather than it getting back to this on Sunday. Does that make sense? And us spending another 2-hour show on Sunday with me ranting about crap.
No, there's no North London derby, so you'd be right.
There's more topics to talk about. I've read in the news today that they think since lockdown started, over 1 million people have quit smoking in the UK. That's just phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? But it'd be interesting to find out how many of those people that have quit smoking through vaping or have just gone cold turkey or used other methods and this, that, and the other. Yeah, there you go. As Vinny's just said. The whole virtual expo is a great idea, and that's how we did it in the first place. My issue is the amounts they were charging, and it's not been fully inclusive. Exactly. I mean, the whole reason we did it was to try and bring a little bit of expo that everybody was going to miss, that everybody who loves expo is going to miss, to all of you. Do you know what I mean? That was it. Again, it was done for the whole joy of it and the love of the community, the love of the industry, rather than about making money. I think we've all agreed that, to be honest with you, none of us ever really want to make money from doing what we do. It'd be lovely to. Do you know what I mean? But it's not the reason why we do it. Do you know what I mean? At all. We do it because we enjoy it and give our own time up for it. And some people out there like to hear us talk, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
I was one of them.
Yeah.
Titan PWM with Aromomizer V2.1. Nice setup.
Yeah. As you were saying when we did our first virtual expo, it's LXV, not just breaking screens, but breaking rooms.
Yeah, I mean the whole expo was for everybody else, not for us. Do you know what I mean? We did it because we wanted to try and bring, like I said, some of that joy of expo back that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Partly because we missed it. I said it wasn't for us, but it was for everybody else. Do you know what I mean? Most of the people
nearly melted my computer.
Most of the people on that expo, we could just ring up and have a chat with. Between all of us, we pretty much knew everybody.
I mean, we brought it as well. So those that have never been to an expo and don't fully understand the idea or the concept of an expo, like bringing that to their screen so they can sort of get a taste of what it's like and the kind of interaction you can get. Chris, you're Mr. Cliche.
I mean, expo is a completely different thing to a virtual expo because you can't get that whole, there's a lot of things that happen during the day that are funny or this, that, and the other, or, you chat to somebody and you're with somebody else and you get to meet people you haven't met before and put names to faces and all this sort of stuff, So
me and you first met at an expo, or I think we spent most of the afternoon stood talking to Ariel at the Cloud Island for like 3 hours, something like that, just chatting about Ford Escorts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, That's the thing. You get to chat. To be honest with you, most of the vendors there, like most of the people that are in the vaping industry and Expo, they like to talk about vaping, but it gets kind of boring after a while. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Especially by the slide.
someone like Ariel owns a mod company, he owns a very successful mod company. I don't even think Ariel's the owner of Immortal Mods, and Armageddon MFG, you know, but he's got a lot of other passions as well, you know, and it's nice to talk about those and get to know him rather than his mods. Does that make sense?
Oh god, yeah.
Completely.
Especially when he's showing us pictures of his garage, I was like, oh, that's just pure heaven for me. I could live in that garage forever.
Oh, Ariel's car collection's pretty nice, man. Yeah, I mean that's a thing, Chris. Definitely. I mean, we would always say, don't vape unless you're using it as a smoking cessation tool. But I believe it's in Belgium. Did I hear? Don't quote me on this, and don't take this as fact. But I believe in Belgium you can buy you can vape at 16, but you can't have nicotine till you're 18. So you can vape with non-nicotine e-liquid at 16.
I think someone said that in the group chat the other day, actually.
Yeah. So like I said, don't hold me to that. That could be wrong. But that's what I've heard. Yeah, exactly. But why? You know? But why? Yeah, exactly. But I mean, and again, this is going to sound weird. Is it kind of like a thing of like if I go out to say like there's a couple of restaurants near me that do the whole shisha thing and stuff like that, and if we go there, I'll have one just for the enjoyment of having it. Does that make sense? I'm not condoning you should vape just for the enjoyment of having a vape. And I know it's a slightly different thing.
I've never actually used one of them shishas or shishas. I can't bloody say the word. Yeah.
I have either.
It's nice, man. It's just something different, you know. Good flavour on them.
From what I was told, they actually burn fruits and things like. Oh, is it fruit flavoured tobaccos?
It's molasses. Molasses that they burn.
Ah. So I've seen them. I've walked by one before, and you've smelt it. It smells like a really fruitier version of a vape shop. Like when
they do like apple and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And they're quite enjoyable. You know, a few of you sit around and you have a shisha, and it's quite nice. It's one of those things. It's a very social thing, and that's how it's always been used. Yeah, you're right, Chris, and I agree with you there. Yeah, people shouldn't start vaping even if they haven't smoked. Yeah, I mean, it should be the first question when you walk to a vape shop. Want to buy a vape? Do you smoke? If they go, no, I don't smoke, you go, well, why are you buying a vape? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know there are shops out there that are all about making money. You know, they'll sell to anybody and everybody and the wrong products, this, that, and the other, because they're trying to make a quick buck. But you often see those shops don't hang around long, you know.
Finish just said there's a growing trend of people vaping dessert flavors to stop them eating, them consequently losing weight. Well, that's one of the reasons why I love really sweet flavored juices, because obviously, you know, I can't exactly really be eating much sweet stuff. So it's my way of counterbalancing that.
I mean, if people that maybe have trouble with weight and they've got a super sweet tooth and they like to shove a load of chocolate in their mouth and they can vape a non-nicotine based liquid to take that craving away, it's a grey area. It really is a grey area. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. It was making them healthier in the long run because they're losing weight from it.
It's always a good thing.
But I'm still not condoning it, you know?
No. You don't. If we was all smokers and we was doing a show about just smoking, we'd all still say the same thing. If you're not a smoker, don't start it.
I guarantee if it wasn't so regulated, I guarantee there would be like YouTube channels about things like pipe tobacco and pipes and stuff like that. 100%. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the same as anything. You've got YouTube channels dedicated to people that drink whiskey, or everything's a hobby to somebody. Like, I can safely say that I started vaping to quit smoking, but vaping is now a hobby. Do you know what I mean? It's the hobbyist side of it. I still do it to not smoke because I still enjoy nicotine, and it's the safest way for me to have nicotine. But now it's a hobby. Do you know what I mean? You find most people that use mech mods are hobbyists. It's the same as anything, though. Flying planes, flying model planes, racing model cars, all that stuff is a hobby.
Right. I'm off anyways.
All right, mate.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up in a second, Nick. It was nice to have you on, brother, because I did say about an hour, and we've been on coming up an hour now, so we'll wrap it up in a minute. So,
5 minutes now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm off anyways, and I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah. Cheers, Nick. Bye. But yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, it was like I said, it was only going to be a short show tonight. It was just coming on to chat and sort of not clear up a few things about Sunday night, but maybe just put them in slightly better context. Than me just calling everybody the C-bomb. Because I watched the show back and I was like, no, I feel like I'm right. I'm completely justified in what I said. And a lot of people messaged me and said, no, you're bang on, and this, that, and the other. And I made a lot of people. Apparently, I made a lot of people have a funny Sunday night, which is fine. You know, that's good. You know, if people can watch the show and enjoy it and go, that was funny, that's cool. You know, but usually as a show, we try and avoid drama as much as possible, but sometimes it's got to come out, you know.
Oh yeah, you just build up and build it, and sometimes you got to vent it.
Yeah,
that's the way it is. Such is life, as I was always told.
Exactly. You know, we don't want to be seen as another. And I'm not just mentioning Jay because he's Jay Hayes, but Jay Hayes is often, you know, that's how he gets his views, because you know he's just gonna say it as it is, and be harsh about something, and you watch it because you're like, oh, do you know what I mean? It's kind of, we don't want to be like that, but sometimes it's got to come out. So anyway, Chris, I feel we wrap it up. Unless you got anything to add. It's only an hour show, just to check in and jump on the back of the
Just enjoy the rest of your week. Keep it cloudy, and see you Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see you all Sunday. I'm sure we've got some interesting topics to talk about Sunday. So we'll see you Sunday at 7:00 as usual. And until then, guys, stay safe and keep it cloudy. Bye.